Hi gang, Chris and Boomer here live in the Dream Giveaway Garage.
Happy Thursday, everyone. It's Thursday, it's almost Friday.
That's right. And on Thursday, we put something on the lift. This week's episode, if you like this, it rhymes, Cadillac on the rack.
Here we go. Very nice.
So, you guys have seen all the classic cars up on the lift. We've shown you how clean they are underneath. Now it's time to start showing you some of the late model cars.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this a while back. We did a segment on with the Cadillac and the new Corsa exhaust that we put on here, but we couldn't show it to you because it was on the ground. So we'll show you that today. But this is the 2018 Cadillac CTS-V Supercharged Edition. This is the Championship Edition.
That's right.
Has the 6.2 liter supercharged motor in it. This car with the exhaust system probably makes about 650, 655 horse. Beautiful car, obviously in white. We just put a brand new set of Continentals on it. They're brand spanking new. In fact, they're not even dirty yet. So, yeah, it looks like we got something. What's up?
Ray Barrett says this is his dream car right here.
Okay, we'll try to knock it off the lift for you. So, I mean, the lift is great. It allows us to do, obviously, a lot of the stuff that we do here in the garage for maintenance-wise, but it allows us to bring you these absolutely enthralling videos about the underside of cars.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's start here on the back. I think the first thing that I notice, of course, is the quad tips.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that, of course, this thing had quad tips from the factory with the stock exhaust on it. They were recreated, obviously, by Corsa. But that's kind of where these two exhaust systems end, are separated and go their different directions. Of course, you've got this beautiful piece of carbon fiber back here. That is all stock, as is this whole piece that wraps all the way around here. But when you get to this Corsa exhaust system, of course, the stock system was this big, wide, one-piece, giant chambered muffler thing. And of course, it did have the electric bafflers in it.
Mile to mile.
Yes, and of course, those were controlled on this car by not only your mode, but by your RPM. So those are now disconnected. Those have been hung up out of the way and removed because these don't use them. These are just loud all the time. And this is the extreme loud system from Corsa, and it sounds amazing. And of course, this is what they call an axle back system, okay? So there's your cats up there, your mid pipe, you got a nice X pipe right here, and then this is where the Corsa exhaust starts. It starts right here at the axle, so axle back. So if you hear people talk about an axle back system or a cat back system, well, if you get a cat back system, then that exhaust system would start right here and then run the length of the car back here. But there's just a little piece of knowledge for you today.
And it looks to me that this is a stainless steel system.
It is. It is all stainless steel, all welded, beautiful piece. Really cool. I mean, we were talking about before we came on the air. I'll show you. Each one of these mufflers has a little hole in it. And some people go, I don't know, why is there a hole in my muffler? Well, there's a hole in your muffler because when you start the car, you get condensation. As it heats, it builds moisture, and then that moisture's got to go somewhere. Well, when you turn your car off, it settles down in the bottom of these mufflers if you haven't driven your car. Well, these holes are for that, let that water just kind of drip out. Otherwise, it would set in here, and this, even though it's stainless steel, would eventually rust out.
So it's like a miniature drain plug.
It is yep, that's exactly what it is.
Good.
All right.
Now look back here. I noticed that we've got a really trick-looking rear suspension going on here.
Oh yeah, this is high tech at its best, really.
Independent rear.
Yeah, it's an independent rear setup. Of course, you've got there's your pumpkin right there for your drive system. Then you've got shocks, and then you've got your springs, and then you've got a lower control arm and then a stabilization arm on here. And then you've got another one that comes out forward to keep the axle from rolling. It's a really nice little setup. And then, of course, your axle is bushed. You got your bushings right up here that all this connects to. Really cool. Nice system.
And here's something I'd only expect to see on a muscle car, but this Cadillac certainly has it and fits that description. Look at that right here. It's got a beefy rear sway bar.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that sway bar is very nice. Of course, it runs all the way across. There it is right there. Runs all the way across, bolts up to both sides. Yeah, I mean, when you hit this car, there is no roll in this rear end at all. It is really, really cool.
Now I'm going to point something out. You guys see these marks here? These are factory marks. They were actually done at the factory. They were not recreated.
No.
Because this car's not been restored. However, in 40 years, when if this car makes it that long and they're going to restore it to concourse, they're going to try to recreate these exact marks. These are the true factory marks.
It just goes to show you when we get one of the recreations in one of the resto cars that's been returned to original, like the Super Bee or the Impala.
Yeah.
These do come from the factory, and that's what gets recreated on all these cars. So it's really, really cool.
All right.
As we start to go, this is part of your cooling system for your rear end, actually. And then let's see, that tubes for the coolant system. Of course, there's your X pipe for your exhaust. Runs through a cross member here, comes back up. Your catalytic converters are here. O2 sensors right here on each side. These are your catalytic converters that are right here. Transpan, oil filter, drain plug. I mean, look at the brace on the underside of this thing. This is really, really cool.
Yeah, and that's all factory.
And this is all factory. When you get up in here and you start looking at the front suspension itself, it's a really interesting setup in that you've got literally, you don't have a wishbone setup on this car. You've got two independent arms that control the steering. And one of the main reasons for that is that a wishbone suspension transfers more vibration into the car than these single arm units do. So that's one of the reasons that Cadillac rides so well.
Yeah, now look up here. Yeah, let's take a look at these calipers from the back side looking out toward the front of the wheels.
Yep,
and
there they are right here.
These things would stop the Empire State Building there.
Oh yeah, I actually probably need to wipe those off, huh? They're a little dirty.
There you go. They are probably, are they 6-piston calipers?
Yeah, they're 6 up front and 4 in the rear. These
Yeah.
are Brembos, but the Cadillac logos on them. Yep.
Nice.
Sure enough.
And those rotors look pretty nice too.
Oh, they're nice and shiny. They're good. I mean, the car only has 18,000 miles on it. So it's in super good shape. And then of course up here you can see this is the lower, this front splitter on this car. It is carbon fiber. It looks really, really nice.
Now, the car doesn't sit as low as a C8 Corvette.
No, not near as low. I mean, while it does sit lower than probably your average Cadillac, this car, you don't have to worry about scraping over stuff and on speed bumps and all those other kind of things because the car is fine.
Yeah. Now, there's some sort of fins here. Is this a oil cooler here? An auxiliary oil cooler?
I believe that's exactly what that is. It's either the oil cooler or the trans cooler, one of the two, because there's one here and there's one there. So, yeah.
Cool. Well, let's open up the discussion for you guys out there watching us on this Facebook Live. What do you got to ask?
We've got a lot of questions here.
Okay.
Ray wants to know a question about this car. I heard this is the same length as the 2-door coupe, but the couple doors are just longer. Is it true, or is the 4-door longer? Do you guys know? Either way, I'm a family man and I want 4 doors, so is it all good?
I'd have to actually look it up and see what the actual wheelbase is for a standard, for a coupe and a regular. I will tell you off the top of my head, I believe this car is significantly longer than a 2-door coupe.
But we will look that up.
I'll look that up.
And Boomer will get back to you on that one. Next question, please.
Jonathan wants to know what's the criteria that we use when we're selecting dream giveaways, and if we're going to pair them up with another year, how do we decide which year?
You want me to take that one?
Go right ahead.
Well, Boomer has said this so many times. This is an average car giveaway. This is dream giveaway. That's Boomer's line, not mine. So when we're out there looking, we're looking for cars that not only are incredible looking and incredible performing, but we really like to find cars that you're just not even going to find on a collector car lot. Very, very rare cars. Best example of that is the Hearst Olds.
Yeah.
Very, very first one made. Every car that you see being given away by Dream Giveaway, most of the times, you can say it's one of probably less than 100 made. In this case, on the Cadillac, one of 86. The championship edition, they were going to make 200 of them.
Right. And they didn't get there.
They didn't get there. They made 86 in white. They made some additional ones in black.
In black. I think they finished out about 150 something,
Yeah.
I think.
So you know that the cars that you can enter to win here are very, very rare cars, and you just cannot find them. Proof in the pudding on this one, ladies and gentlemen. Try to find a CTS-V Championship Edition anywhere on the internet for sale. Good luck.
And as far as how we pair cars, we just sit down and we say, what would go well with this car?
Yeah.
I mean, like our Corvettes. When we got a brand new C8, we could pair it with a 65. We could pair it with a 67. We could pair it with a 58. You know, it could go with a 63. You know, it's just a matter of you know, what is out there and available, those top tier cars, and you know, we have a little meeting and we decide what's going to be best to go with some of this stuff.
And oftentimes it's a classic first.
Yeah, it is. We normally get the classic first.
Because then you know. Because if you pick a color on a new car, then you're stuck.
Yeah, we're not going to repaint a classic car. We would never have repainted that 66, or you know, that's originally an ermine white to silver.
Yeah, of course. So the classic car comes first, and then we look to see what's available in a modern color that's close, if not exact. Here's an interesting thing, and this is an aside. The reds are different. Chevy red in 1966 is different than
much different. Yes.
Chevy red today. So it's very, very difficult to get an exact match. What do we try to do? We try to get close. But the classic is usually the first one, and then we pair up that modern car to go along with it.
Yeah, resto mods not as much. We can paint them any color we want. It's the classics that we're concerned about.
That's correct.
Jonathan wants to know, of the classic cars that we have in the garage, how many of them have points, and how often do you need to be changed?
I hope none of them have points left.
Yeah, there are a couple of them that do.
That do. But
yeah.
the other ones have all been transferred over to it's called a flamethrower.
Yeah, Protronics. And what that does, it makes the car just much easier to tune. It runs better, it adjusts itself, and the Protronics takes the place inside the distributor of your points and your condenser. And what it does is it monitors your driving. There's a little chip in there, and it takes care of everything for you. No more chasing, gapping points and all that kind of stuff, which I did not too long ago. It is not much fun.
I think this question's for the Cadillac. Does it have flex fuel kit?
This one does not the 6.2 liter supercharged. No, but this one is premium fuel only.
Yep.
Gasoline.
And will there be another GT500 giveaway?
That's a really good question. We don't know.
That's a good question. And
maybe.
Ford has been so good to us. We got to thank the great guys up at Team Mustang. They love what the Mustang Dream giveaway has been doing since its inception. And if Ford makes a new GT500 coming up, we'd love to give one away.
I'd love to do a GT500 and a GT350, or a GT500 and an old GT500.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, cool. Great idea. Okay. Well, there we go. I want to point out again, these are really nice tires that you put on there. They are Conti Extreme Contacts. And before someone asks, I'm going to go ahead and tell you the fitment on these. I believe it is a staggered fitment. They are 265/35 ZR19s on the front.
And the rears are 295s.
Yeah, and that's a Sport Contact 6 from our good friends at Continental, and 295s on the back. That's a whole lot of meat on the rear.
Yeah, it's a little wider tire than came on here for the rear, but that's okay. That's what Continental had available for this, and they actually look really good.
They really, really do. In fact, they look so good. What do you say you get this off the lift? We're going to wrap this up with you guys today, and we're going to go for a spin.
All right, it sounds good to me.
Okay.
Remember, go to www.dreamgiveaway.com. Make that donation to charity. You're going to be in it to win it. And of course, all of your donations go to charity. And then, of course, we pay the taxes on the car. On this car, the taxes are...
Ooh,
do we remember? I don't remember. We're going to pay the taxes for you.
I don't remember.
So,
does the director remember?
Okay. So you can see all of that though. On every car has its own page at www.dreamgiveaway.com, and of course they each have their own gallery. You can go through the galleries. You can see all the cars in the garage. You can see all of our videos. You can do whatever you want. It's good stuff.
All right. We'll see you next time. More great fun, more great action, more great grand prizes. We'll show you the top, we'll show you the bottom, we'll show you every which way because these cars are the best in the world. It only happens here live in the Dream Giveaway Garage.
See you next time.